New tonight, the runway has now reopened nearly 11 hours later after this plane had to make an emergency landing so dramatic at Charlotte Douglas Airport. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lena Tillett.
And I'm Gerald Owens. The front landing gear on this Delta plane failed to deploy. Passengers braced for impact, and seconds later, a loud bang as the plane screeched to a halt. You can hear the underside of the aircraft sliding across the pavement. The passenger who recorded this video said he had his family on his mind during these tense moments. He talked to our Chris Lovingood, who joins us in the studio. Chris, what a harrowing ordeal.
I mean, it's just scary looking at it. And yet it was one that 2 pilots, 3 flight attendants, and 96 passengers survived, including Ed Cates. And it's from his viewpoint, being a passenger on board that flight, that we can see, hear, and feel what it was like during that dramatic emergency landing.
Go back to ascending and circling, and the captain lets us know, hey, we definitely do not have any front landing gear. We will be doing an emergency landing.
For Ed Cates and the others, the moment came, the descent onto the Charlotte Douglas International Airport runway. Here's video from another passenger's viewpoint to capture the moment those 96 passengers, those 3 flight attendants, and those 2 pilots were awaiting.
I think that we all kind of had this, I don't know, it seemed like a pretty cohesive kind of agreement, silent agreement that we're going to get through this.
Here it was, the emergency landing he and the others braced for, the landing when the nose gear of their plane failed to extend. Seconds later, a loud bang as the plane's nose hit the ground. It was rough for him and the others.
We came to a full stop, and there was some smoke in the cabin, so that was a little concerning.
And yes, the FAA and NTSB will investigate this, but the important thing tonight, the passengers made it off the plane safely. No one was injured. And to think, Cates was headed to Charlotte for a typical business day trip.
Just was a little bit more of an eventful arrival than I expected.
What are you going to do first thing you do when you see your family?
Oh, big hugs, big kisses.
And I talked to Ed 10 minutes before his flight back to Atlanta was about to board. And before he let me go, he said the flight crew on that Delta flight communicated with excellence and care to put passengers at ease. And Gerald, I texted him just a little bit ago to see if he had made it home yet. Not just yet, but I'm hoping that he checks in with me, making sure that he's there with his family.
And you would understand if he was a little bit hesitant to get back on an airplane after that happened.
Of course.
My goodness, that's something that he'll never forget. Thank you, Chris.